1. You don't owe everyone your time. Many people spend their days trying to meet everyone's expectations. They say yes when they want to say no, smile when they feel tired, and agree just to avoid disappointing others. But in doing so, they slowly lose control over their own direction. The Stoic philosophers, especially Epictetus, taught that we can only control our choices, not other people's reactions. When we forget this, we begin to trade our peace for approval. You are not responsible for how others respond to your boundaries. You are responsible for how you choose to act, how you spend your time, and how you protect your focus. Every time you say yes out of guilt or fear, you hand a small piece of your life to someone else's comfort. Over time, this habit creates exhaustion and resentment. Choosing to prioritize your values is not selfish. It's self-respect. It's a quiet acknowledgement that your time is limited and that it deserves purpose. When you make decisions based on clarity instead of fear, you begin to live more intentionally. The Stoic view is simple: control what is yours and release what is not. You can't control the opinions, moods, or judgments of others, but you can decide how to use the hours you've been given. That decision, made consistently and calmly, becomes the foundation of a life that feels truly your own. Saying no protects your energy. Learning to say no is one of the simplest yet hardest skills to practice. Many people avoid it because they fear being misunderstood or disliked. But saying no doesn't mean you're being unkind. It means you're being clear about your limits. The Stoics taught that clarity is a form of wisdom. When you say no calmly, without anger or guilt, you protect your time, your focus, and your peace of mind. A respectful refusal is not rejection. It's an honest communication of what you can and cannot give. Short, calm responses like "I can't right now" or "that doesn't work for me" are enough. You don't need to explain or defend every decision. The truth is, most people will understand, and those who truly value you will respect your boundaries. Every no that comes from self-awareness makes space for a stronger yes later, one that aligns with your values and priorities. By practicing small refusals each day, you build the confidence to make choices that serve your growth instead of your guilt. The Stoic approach reminds us that peace is not found in pleasing everyone. It's found in acting with honesty and calm purpose. Saying no isn't about closing doors. It's about choosing the right ones to walk through. When you use your time wisely and with intention, you create a life that reflects balance, not burnout. Integrity creates inner peace. There is a quiet strength that comes from living with integrity. It means being the same person in private as you are in public. The Stoic philosophers often reminded us that peace is not achieved by being liked, but by being consistent with our values. When your actions match your beliefs, you no longer have to perform for others' approval. You begin to live with calm confidence, free from the stress of pretending. Wanting to be liked brings only short comfort. It feels pleasant for a moment, but it doesn't last. Integrity, however, builds something deeper: self-respect. When you keep your word, stay true to your principles, and act honestly, you create harmony within yourself. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the soul must be aligned with its own nature. That alignment is what produces long-term peace. Living with integrity also means accepting that not everyone will understand or agree with your choices. That's okay. The Stoic view is that what matters most is not how others see you, but how truthfully you live your life. Each time you choose honesty over convenience or principle over popularity, you strengthen your character. True calm doesn't come from everyone's approval. It comes from knowing that your thoughts, words, and actions are in harmony. That is the kind of peace no one can take away, because it doesn't depend on the outside world. It begins and ends within you. Boundaries reveal real connections. Setting boundaries is not about pushing people away. It's about understanding where you end and where others begin. Many people fear that saying no or asking for space will make them seem distant or uncaring. But the truth is, healthy boundaries are what allow relationships to stay honest and balanced. The Stoics believed that clarity brings peace. When you clearly define what you can give and what you cannot, you create relationships built on mutual respect rather than silent frustration. When you begin to set boundaries, not everyone will react positively. Some may question your change while others may quietly adjust. This process often shows who values your well-being and who only values what you provide. It's a natural filter, not an act of rejection. People who respect you will accept your limits. Those who don't may drift away. That is part of growth. Boundaries also protect your emotional and mental space. They give you time to rest, to reflect, and to focus on what matters most. Instead of living in reaction to everyone else's needs, you begin to respond from a place of choice and calm. The Stoic lesson is simple. Relationships built on respect last longer than those built on constant agreement. Real connections don't demand your exhaustion. They encourage your strength. When you honor your own limits, you create space for healthier, more genuine bonds to form. Real freedom comes from small, consistent choices. Freedom isn't built in a single moment of change. It grows quietly through small, consistent choices made each day. The Stoics taught that true freedom is not about doing whatever you want. It's about acting with awareness and discipline. Every time you make a calm decision that aligns with your values, you strengthen your independence. Each simple choice, protecting your time, speaking honestly, or setting a boundary, becomes a small act of self-respect. Often, people imagine freedom as something grand or dramatic, but it's usually formed in ordinary moments. It's in the decision to rest when you need it, to decline what doesn't serve your purpose, or to follow your principles even when it's inconvenient. These choices may seem small, but they add up to a life that reflects your true self. The Stoics believed that peace and freedom come from within, from controlling your responses rather than the world around you. When you make mindful decisions, you begin to live from the inside outward, guided by reason instead of pressure. Over time, these quiet acts of self-governance create stability and confidence. You no longer feel pulled in every direction by others' opinions or expectations. Instead, you move with intention. That is real freedom. Not escape from responsibility, but the strength to live in harmony with your own values. It's built slowly, decision by decision, until your life feels truly your own.